Hi guys, welcome to my channel The Dream of Study. Hope all of you are very much happy to see my video. Mainly I am discussing the biology and I am continue with my chapter cell. I have already discussed the topic on cell, introduction of cell and the size, number and shape. So today I will discuss the cell function and structure. So let's begin. Today's topic is on cell function and structure. So let's start. Despite the difference in their shape, size and number, cells have the same basic internal makeup. What is it? The cell is covered or bounded by a thin membrane called the cell membrane. So what is the question is that what is cell membrane? Cell membrane is a thing that is bounded. The cell is known as cell membrane. Now come, the cell membrane encloses the living components of the cell called the protoplasm. The cell membrane encloses the cell contents of the cell called the protoplasm. Many specialized structure called the cell organelle can be found within the protoplasm. So clear? What is protoplasm, what is cell membrane and what is cell organelle? Again I revised it. What is cell membrane? Cell membrane is a thin bounded which bounded the cell to protect it, and cell organelle are the specialized structure inside the cell. And protoplasm, what is protoplasm? The cell enclosed the living content in the cell is called protoplasm. So clear? The three main basics of the cell, structural basics of the cell, clear? So now we will learn about the function of it. What are the work? What are the work of them? So let's begin. What are the work of the cell membrane? The cell membrane is a living and elastic in nature. So it is very elastic in nature and have the fine pores. The cell membrane is selectively permeable. So it is selectively permeable. Remember it, okay? That is, it allows some substance. What is it? Allows some substance to pass through it, not others, okay? So it is very important for the cell. Cell membrane is so important and it is elastical in nature and have fine pores, and it is a selectively permeable, that is allows some substance to pass through it, not at all, okay? Remember it. And more than one thing, that is cell wall. What is cell wall? Plant cell has an additional layer called the cell wall surrounding the cell membrane. Surrounding the cell membrane, noted it, that cell membrane is again surrounded or bounded with the cell wall. The cell wall is non-living. It is non-living. Remember it, it is non-living and is composed of cellulose. It is composed of cellulose. Yes, right. It provides protection and maintain the shape of the plant cell, and the structure and all the things are structured with the cell wall. Cell wall is important for the cell because it maintains the shape of the plant cell. Now the cell wall allows substance to enter the cell through the diffusion. So it allows the substance through the diffusion if freely permeable. Okay, understand everyone that it is freely permeable. So I am again saying the cell wall is very important for the cell as it is surrounded the cell permeable. It provides and maintain the shape of the cell, and it allows substance through diffusion. Okay, carry on. Then cell organelle. Cell organelles are living membranes, bounded bodies that have a definite shape and function within the protoplasm. Understand? Cell organelles are living preamble and bounded bodies that define shape function within the protoplasm. Clear it? Nucleus. One thing, that nucleus in atom, we found nucleus. As it is same in the cell, we found nucleus in everyone. The nucleus is usually called the brain of the cell. So let's begin. What is it? Nucleus. The nucleus is usually spherical in shape. It is always a spherical, means circle shape. It controls all the activities of the cell, and hence it is called the brain of the cell. Okay, so for this reason this is called as a brain of the cell. Now it is surrounded by the double layered membrane called the nuclear membrane. Such as the nucleus is very important and is the brain of the cell, and our brain is covered with the skull that protects the skull. As it is same is here, that the nucleus is also protected by the cell membrane. Okay, now this membranes contain many pores called the nuclear pores. Many pores-like structure that known as the nucleus pores. The nucleus membrane surrounded by a jelly-like fluid called the nucleoplasm. So it is known as nucleoplasm, that is a fluid. The nucleoplasm contain one or more spherical bodies called the nucleoli. What is known as nucleoli, and if it is singular, then it is known as nucleolus. Okay, the nucleoplasm also contain a network, a thread-like structure called the chromatin. Okay, so the thread-like structure is known as chromatin. There is many function in the nucleus because it is known as the brain of the cell. As it is the brain of the cell, there is a many function to work in it. Okay, understand?